G'day, Rudy here. 30 November. I've left the my favourite to the last this weekend, silver. If this is your first time, welcome. So we've gone through the Tank MVR Friday, the miners, gold miners yesterday, XMET this morning, and now silver, dedicated to silver. So we'll go through the US-based miners and the ASX listed miners. But before we get into the charts, just a refresher about silver. So silver was a monetary metal since caveman days, minus 2000, just like gold was. And then they were both taken off the monetary standard. It's got industrial use these days, solar panels, batteries. India's recently let people borrow on a 10-to-1 gold ratio. There's a supply deficit. We're eating into stockpiles. Bullion banks have been shorting the crap out of silver since the futures market began, having like 100 claims to paper ounces that they hold, and then basically they need to cover. And that Friday bullshit air conditioning closed the futures market was BS. It's also mined in a ratio of 7-to-1. So for every 1 ounce of gold, there's 7 ounces of silver. And the current price ratio is 70-to-1. So there's a lot of good things going for the girl. Okay, so looking at silver first. So this is a monthly chart. So 1980, whoop, up to 50 again. And here we are. We'll just go to a weekly chart. It's like even the weekly chart doesn't show the full price. You've got to go to a daily chart to see that beauty. Okay, so if we're looking at price targets first, I've got a nice little cup here. So you take the depth of the cup and you add it to the breakout point. So that takes us up to $91. I don't know how long it'll take. You can take it, but it's not this week. But that's immediate, and well, I don't think it'll stop there. But that's a medium-term target for her. Okay, so let's the gold to silver ratio. Okay, so it's currently at 74, not 90. Sorry. So this is where, so you can see historically the ratio. Well, if it comes, I reckon it'll get down to here. But so this needs to come down, which means silver price will increase in price faster than gold. So all I really want gold. I just want gold to stay where it is. That's what the miners need, and then silver can do its thing. Now, if we look at just because a lot of, or especially our silver miners, because silver is usually mined as a byproduct of zinc and lead, which lead isn't doing very much. So that's why we're looking at that. Okay, so ETP mag, that's if you want physical silver, you can buy it in Australian Super. So this is like well, when I started this channel back here, we're buying it. But I think, yeah, if you haven't got it now, then get it. Okay, so to my favourite ETF, PROJ, over in America, 63 companies. I know some people are buying down here and they know, oh, what's going on? I'm sure they're happy now. So she's going to rock and roll. So it's now or never. If we look at, so this is PROJ over the silver price. So you'd expect the miners to outperform the gold price. So the more silver goes up, the more SILJ is going to go up. If we do a nice little, this is SILJ over the NASDAQ. So SILJ's started to outperform the NASDAQ, and I would say that would continue. Okay, so the largest, we'll just go through them. So the largest, so there's 61 companies in SILJ, but we'll just go, well, first of all, the ones, the largest holdings in rank. So you got Heckler, First Majestic, you got Kua. So that's still got a lot of runway there. They got sort of punished. They took over a good gold company, producing 450,000 ounces of gold at $1,000 US ASIC. So that's then we got Wheaton. So they're a royalty company. Endeavour, Pan America. Look at those beautiful green candles. SSR Mining. So that's so that's still got room to move. OR Royalty. So there's, if you've got SILJ, that's the idea of this vid, is top up on some of these things that haven't run yet. Like this is a great royalty company. So they're the ones that make up the bulk of it. Then we'll have a look at some other charts in there, but those ones we just looked at are the ones that are going to move SILJ. There's this MTA, which is a royalty streaming. I like, this one's not actually in SILJ. MTA, they've got a big silver resource, and that hasn't broken. You got New Pacific, USAS. So these are all this GSVR, Quanjumato. This is one of the Don Durant multi-bagger. Aftermath Silver. So they're an explorer. We got Integra. That's probably too late. BlackRock Silver. BCM. They had a gold mine, had an issue, but it's their silver deposit. That's you're buying it for. Vizsla. Abra. Well, that's probably gone. Go Gold. And Sierra Madre, so that one hasn't run yet. They just started producing. Alright, so that's the US. So looking at Australia, so we've really only got one that's producing now, and that's Polymetals. So they had an explosion, and unfortunately 2 people died. That's what caused this. But they're 280 million market cap. And just started producing, looking at 5 million ounces of silver. So that's probably our blue chip silver. We got My Kitchen Rules, so Manuka. So they're a little gold producer, and they're going to start, so market cap of 70 mil. They're looking at producing 1 million ounces next year. So they're the sort of closest to producing stage. Then we go into some developers. So we've got BHM, 130 mil market cap. It's a very good deposit they're working on. They're looking sort of starting at 1 million, 5 million, but there's still a few, I'd say, or 2027 start some initial processing. Boab, BML, so market cap 120, 53 million ounces of silver. So they're looking at 2 million starting in 2027. MMA, so 76 mil market cap, 118 million resources. So they're on a cheap market cap to resource, this guy. Near South 32's mine. They still got to do an environmental app. SVL, so they're 430 mil market cap, 160 million ounce resource. But they're looking at producing 5 million ounces. But they're waiting on, and they've been waiting on this environmental approvals for donkey's years. And if you look at their I don't know what they put out, there's no sort of indication about production, but chart looks good. Then we've got these guys that are exploring old mines, because the mines haven't been used because the silver price was crap. So you got AVM, Advance. So they're 35 mil market cap for 100 million ounce resource. And this is the difference with the overseas. We have low grade mines. These overseas boys, especially Mexico, have high grades. So that's 235 grams per tonne. One of our guys would be happy to get a drill hit of that size. So anyway, yeah, silver in Mexico. Old producer. They're drilling it. AQI, so they're 33 million market cap, 65 million ounce resource at 240 grams per tonne. In Sweden, an old producer. So they're breaking out. Andean, ASL, so they're in Chile. So 320 mil market cap for 111 million ounces at 353 grams per tonne. Again, an old producer, Don Durant, he likes it. Alright, then we got Black Bear, BKB, used to be JBY. So 80 mil market cap for 17 million ounces. So that's not really cheap, but they're in a good part of Texas. And they got a good gold project in Nevada and lithium in Canada. Then we got Load, LDR. So they're 30 mil market cap. There's Silver Antimony Explorer in Tasmania. So it used to be mined before. PFX next year, getting good drill hits. Plus they got an old gold project that used to be mined. An antimony project. And they actually sold a project to RCM for 3 million, and they also got a bunch of 115 million shares of RCM. So you could probably buy these guys instead of RCM. West Coast Eagles, so West Coast Silver, 60 mil market cap, 180 million ounces. So that's cheap. So it used to be a past producer. An open pit they've got an old mining license next to a processing plant, but there's still 3 to 5 years. Anyway, chart looks good. Very nice. Okay, then we've got explorers. So these aren't exploring old mines, they're exploring areas. Market cap 35 mil for 140 million ounces. So you can see here we're in Australia at 69. But it's cheap on a market cap to resource near Newmont's mine, so it's the second largest deposit, so my notes say. Then we got ILT, 30 mil market cap for 70 million ounces. So it's an indium project, so it adds a bit of pizzazz. It's funny how when silver went up before, it's up here, and I'd say they're all going to move this week. That's why I'm doing this. So IVR, So they're in South Australia, 100 mil market cap for 53 million ounces. So it's a silver, lead, zinc. Boss built a mine before. Don Durant, multi-bagger. Lovely consolidation in there. Then we've got RCM. Okay, so 50 mil market cap for 67 million ounces at 400 grams per ton. So that's that one they got off the other mob, the Conrad Silver Project. So that's good for an Australian one. Eric Sprott got in there. Anyway, then we got Sun Silver SS1. So they got 160 mil market cap for 480 million ounces. So they're by far the cheapest. The grade's low though, which is interesting. PFS Q2 26. It's another Don Durant multi-bagger. And then we finish off with USL. So market cap at 350 for 230 million ounces. In Argentina, PFS first half of 26. Anyway, so they all haven't really run a lot. So if you're going to do it, time to pull the trigger. All right, let us know your thoughts. See ya.